was it 70? It was 70. Then there was a 12. Go ahead. And then there was two guys outside of 12, Matthias and I think was that Joseph? Well, go to Acts, the first chapter. One was Matthias, and the other one was either Justus or Joseph. Justice. I'm sorry, Justice. Right. Okay. So read that.
All right. This is Acts 1 and 23. And they appointed two, Joseph called Barsabas.
Right. One of his names was Joseph. Like, for example, Peter's real name was Simeon or Simon. Simon Peter. Peter was a surname. Actually, the surname was Cephas. All right. Go ahead.
It says, and they appointed two, Joseph called Barsabas, who was surnamed Justus, and Matthias.
Right, and a lot fell on who?
And they Matthias. And they prayed and said, Thou Lord, which knowest the hearts of all men, show whether these two thou hast chosen, that he may take part of this ministry and apostleship from which Judas by transgression fell, that he may go to his own place. And they gave forth their lots, and the lot fell upon Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles.
Yeah, so who replaced Judas Iscariot? Matthias. But as you read into that, it tells you how Joseph and Matthias followed them everywhere they went. Now, they could have been part of the 70, or they could have been an extra 2. But we do know that there was 70, and then there was the 12. All right?
Because there was about 150 people in the upper room in the book of Acts, the first chapter. So those were all men that were following Yahweh Shai. But then he had like the main 12. And then he had, even among the 12, he had the 3 main ones, which was Peter, James, and John.
That's right. All right, now, where we at? All right, go ahead.
Matthew 13 and 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hear and they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing you shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When any one heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that.
That's a spiritual demon, Satan. But the spiritual demon, Satan, deals through Esau himself, the so-called white man, or your woman, or anything, man. Go ahead.
And catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he no root in himself, but dureth for a while.
Yeah, and you got that. We've seen that many a times. Guys that come in there, they might be in there for a couple of years, on fire, man. Reading the scriptures, get the scripture, brother. Memorizing all kind of scriptures, man. Yashawan was one guy like that. Knew all kind of, mighty. But what happened? They fell off. Go ahead.
For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended.
Right, you got guys that fell off because things happen, and then they got offended and fell off, man.
Got arrested.
You guys got arrested too many times. I can't deal with this. Well, look, the Most High never said this was going to be easy, man. You know? Bob Hope and Bing Crosby made a series of movies called The Road to China, The Road to this, The Road to that, and they were singing songs, joking. Well, this ain't the road to the kingdom, all right? This is the hard road to the kingdom. This ain't going to be easy, all right?
This is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded, and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place.
And that's what we're in, man. That's why you got guys that come in, and when it gets, tribulation, when they run into tribulation, man, they looking for an exit, man. You got to deal with all this shit. You got to deal with all this hardness, man. This ain't gonna be an easy road. Go ahead, endure unto the end. It said, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved." Go ahead.
It says, "The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once."
That's so there can be only one man could go in at once. So you can't waste time trying to save a guy that's just totally weak, man. You got to work out. Matter of fact, hold that scripture too in Philippians. All right, get that in Philippians 2:12. You got to work out your own soul salvation, man, with fear and trembling. You can't wait. You can't take time out to try to save another guy where he's just constantly weak. You got to let him go after a while. The scriptures do say, bear the infirmities of the weak. That means you're supposed to build a man up. But if this guy's too goddamn weak, man, and he just, you can see he's half dead, then let the nigga die, man. Go ahead.
Philippians 2:12, "Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own..."
Right, Paul said, not in my presence, but much more in my absence, meaning he's not going to be around, so you better bet. They were leaning on Paul. Right. So Paul said, if I'm not around, you got to build up your own self. Go ahead.
Right. It says, "Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling."
And that's plain. You can't try to save a guy that just ain't going to get it, man. And if a man tell you he don't believe in the Most High, and he keeps telling you that, you got to get away from a person like that. Yep. Go ahead.
A little leaven,
a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump. Yep, go ahead.
This is back.
Yeah, purge out the old leaven. Go ahead.
This is back in 2nd Ezra 7 and 9. 8. "And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water."
Basically, this is a lonely road. Go ahead.
"So small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?"
Now that's plain. So you can't hold hands. This is my buddy. We're going to hold hands and walk in the kingdom. Yep. You got to walk into the kingdom yourself. That's right. There's a hard, lonely road. All right?
And then, like, when I first came in the truth, the elder Tahar, I was coming to him with problems that I was having. And at one time, he just told me, "Look, brother, I can't save you. Because our salvation is not in man. Our salvation is in Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. A man can only direct you and guide you as far as the Spirit of the Lord will take you."
That's right. That's right. All right, where we at?
Back in Matthew 13.
Go ahead.
Matthew 13 and 15. "For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull." Verse 16. "But blessed are your..." Oh, man. I'm sorry, brother. This is verse 18. "Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he no root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation and persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended."
Now let's go from there to Revelation, the 10th chapter, and I'm gonna give you the verse in a minute. Let's start at the 5th verse.
Revelation 10 and 5. "And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and sware by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things that therein are, and the sea and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of the Most High should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets."
There it goes again. That mystery keeps, them scriptures on the mystery keeps coming up. Go ahead.
And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the